In this video, we're going to set up RoadMovie with our first batch process and actually go through and hard subtitle a video. So in order to do that, the first thing I want to do is there's two windows here. I've got the drag movies in here window, and then this is my status window as it's processing, as the batches are processing. So I can come down here on the left-hand side and click on the plus button, and I'm going to add my first movie. So this is the stock movie we've been using. When I get that, it's going to ask me for two things. One is what video setting I want. And so in this particular case, we're going to pick the subtitle export hard, which will hard subtitle for me. And then I want to save and upload. And then based on our previous video where we changed the destination, I'm just going to pick my export folder. Metadata, I can come in here and if this were a full production and I'm about ready to produce this out, I'm going to change all this. I'm going to add a description, add directors, make sure that I'm embedding good, clean metadata in there, because you never know what different systems will pick up in terms of search engine optimization. So it's important that you do that. Subtitles. So this is really what it's all about. I'm going to go ahead and add my subtitle. It has a couple different formats. I tend to use SRT. And so this is our subtitle. I want to make sure this is the time-shifted one. Yep, it's in English and it's Unicode 8. It's already figured that out. And what's nice about this is I can add more subtitles. So I could add the Spanish one if I wanted to. So let's assume for a second that this was the Spanish subtitle. So then I could come in here and make this well, we'll just pick one. Let's call this Georgian. And so then I can do, I can pick that. And notice over here, whatever one's highlighted is going to be the default one. So this has now flipped me over to French. I'm going to go back to English. So that's English and Georgian. And I'm just going to get rid of this. But you can add multiple subtitles and embed those in. Now, because we're hard subtitling, it's going to pick whatever the default one, whichever one is highlighted is the one that's going to be hard subtitled. So you can only subtitle one at a time. The other thing that's also really nice about this is I can actually take a look at the subtitle file and make sure that one of the things you have to watch for is if you have really long run-on sentences, you're going to have to edit your SRT file because they'll literally go off screen. And so you can see here that in each one of these SRT files, these are two-line files where it actually is not going to run off screen. And that's something you're going to want in your quality control check for. So this is the right SRT file, the right video file. I'm going to hit chapters. I'm not going to create any chapters or tracks. So now all I have to do is accept, and it'll start processing. And so I could add the next movie. As this is processing, I can add the next one and the next one and the next one. This is looking for a device that isn't plugged in, so I'm going to just click OK. And you can see down here we're at 8 frames per second. Now, because this is lossless, this is going to be, these are really, really, really big video files. I can't tell you that. So I'm actually converting from a very compressed MPEG-4 format into an uncompressed lossy format. So I wouldn't do this in the real world, but for the sake of this example, this is going to be a very, very large output file when we're done. So I'm going to pause the video until this is done processing. Okay, yeah, I believe it's been over 30 minutes later. Took a long time to create this video, to subtitle the video, and it's done. Here I see a little check mark right there, and I can see that it's done. And if I go to my destination file, I can come in here and look for my RoadMovie. There it is. This is my, so notice the original file was 33 megabytes. The new uncompressed lossless one is 6 gigabytes. So it's a huge file, but you can already see right there, it is hard captioned on the screen. So it is burnt in, the actual text is burnt into the image. Let's set up the Nexus 10. So no matter what player I want to use, that subtitle is always on that video.